Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Eyes, and today we have an overview of the Thompson Lacrosse i6 head. So this is a head that I am really excited about. I think the lacrosse community as a whole is really excited about. There's been a lot of buzz about recently, and it was recently released to the public. So this is the first head from Thompson Lacrosse. It's called the i6. And I'm going to have a full overview here telling you guys a little bit about it. So first let's talk about the overall design and look of the head. So Thompson Lacrosse wanted its first head to really have some meaning and really share their history with the lacrosse community. So that's why you see the Iroquois Six Nations flag here in the side, which is really nice. You know, it shares the rich history of the Thompsons and lacrosse. And they actually designed this sidewall to actually have some torsional flex, so that when you're shooting and passing, the head's going to flex a little bit and give you a little bit extra snap. So you can see it's got the Iroquois Six Nations flag here. It looks really nice. They did a great job of fitting it into the sidewall, giving it some aggressive design elements, really making it look good and still keep the essential elements of the flag. There's a lot of depth, a lot of edges, and a lot of detail, which they did a really excellent job with. So I actually really like the sidewall design. There are a lot of connecting beams, which makes it stiff and a little heavier. It's a little heavier than a lot of heads. It comes in right around 5 ounces, but it definitely doesn't feel heavy when you have a ball in it and a stick. You know, 5 ounces is certainly not heavy by any means. It's just a little heavier than some other heads that are out there. So it's definitely makes it more stiff, which makes it great for any position. You can be an LSM, a D guy, an attackman, a midi, a D midi, and still play with this head. They really wanted to appeal to all positions, all levels of play, which I think was a really great idea for their first head. So overall face shape, this is an X-Spec head, universal, legal for all levels of play, which I think is going to become more and more popular here as rules change for high schools. So that means 3 inches through the throat and 6.5 at the top of the requirements. So you can see it has a really nice flare and pinch, kind of like a clutch X. Up here is where you see that flare start to come out, which makes it great for every position. You're still going to string it well for an attackman or a midi. It has that nice X-Spec pinch that you like to see on X-Spec heads. For the scoop, a relatively flatter scoop. You see some heads like the CEO go with a really pointed, rounded scoop. This is relatively flat. You can see, as opposed to being offset, it has a nice curve to it here, which is going to give you kind of that offset feeling without having it actually be offset. Then the throat, just a couple cutaways, pretty simple. Down here it says Thompson, right there on the bottom outset. It has 2 holes for screws, which I think is nice since they don't have shafts. They can't match it up with their specific shaft hole, so it's nice that they made it available for, it looks like, STX and Brine or STX and Warrior. I can't tell just from looking at it. So they did a great job adding a lot of detail, depth, just little detail items that make the head look and feel like a high-end head. So the price of this head is $90, which I think is good. That's a fair price, especially since it is a new head and a pretty high-end head in my opinion. So now let's talk about stringing. You've got 6 holes at the top here, rectangular, pretty large, definitely big enough for leathers. I'm sure having everything fit leathers was a very important element to the Thompsons. And then sidewall holes, it has as many sidewall holes as you could want, maybe 1 less than the Evo, but I don't think so. I think it has probably the exact same amount. Very frequent, one of the easiest heads to string as far as X-Spec goes because of that pinch and all the sidewall holes. I found it very easy to string. I tried to replicate Ty's pocket as close as possible, so it's got kind of a mid with a stacked SI, a really nice channel, and 3 straight shooting strings to keep it college legal. Did it up in the purple and gold and yellow. Purple and gold and yellow triangle top string, purple down the sides, yellow striker shooters, and a purple shooter in the throat. So this pocket's going to move a little bit, shift up a little bit to shoot, and really be able to rip even with the college legal shooter setup. So it turned out really nice. Was looking around all day for this. That's why I have a different shirt on now. Been to the gym, been back. They send a sick ball stop with these i6 heads, and I misplaced it when it came because it comes separate, and I just found it and popped it in. So you can see there's the i6 ball stop. It is a kind of a chrome finish with their i6 logo. Absolutely sick, perfect touch to the head. There's no i6 or Iroquois or Thompson Lacrosse logo up here, so it's really nice that they put it down here on this sick ball stop. Might have to pull it out and put one of our East Coast dyes rubber ones in, just because, but I'm probably going to unstring this whole head, re-dye it, and hook it up with some really custom dye and stringing. But just wanted to quickly throw this in. They're absolutely sick I6 ball stop. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the Thompson Lacrosse I6. Make sure to stay tuned. They're going to be releasing new heads later in the year, and also putting out a lot of new products. They have apparel as well, so make sure to check out their website, thompsonlax.com. We'll have a lot of info about the company down in the description, so you guys can check it out. Make sure to like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know in the comments what you think of this head, and have a great day.